After over 30 years of service, my CUISINART food processor fell and took a break right there. And that happens to be the safety trigger switch. And so I put some super glue on it, and at the moment it's working, but no doubt it will fail, and you can't buy new replacement parts. Otherwise I'd just get that, because 30 plus years and it's still working great. So we decided to get its bigger cousin. After filleting the plastic wrapping, it appears that Macy's just went through the trouble of taking the original box and putting it in plastic and dropping it off as a UPS item. So obviously one of the first things we're going to do is to see if it survived shipping in plastic. With the top open, we remove a piece of cardboard. We get to the manual and a spatula, cleaning spatula, and perhaps a cookbook in there. Let's see, we have the top of the unit, and it seems to be no worse for damage. We then remove the cutting blade stem. This is for the disc that go on top for shredding and slicing. Next item is the chute. This is the plunger for the chute. This is the actual chute. And it also has a mini plunger on the inside. And this looks like it survived plastic shipping quite well. This 14 cup unit comes with 2 disc blades. Grab those by the edge because the inside is very, very sharp. The second blade's located in the front, and wisely they've actually put this one in plastic because this also has a very sharp slicing edge that runs along here. Removing the top styrofoam, we get to the actual inside blade. And this is what's going to do most of the chopping. This does not come with a dough blade, unlike this unit, which at the time it was made included a dough blade, but we found out that the metal blade was superior to the dough blade because it actually reaches all the way to the outside edge. So let's pick up our bowl. And again, this is a 14 cup bowl, so much larger than its predecessor. And the thing I think I'm going to like about this is when I go to make pizza dough, it pretty much maxes out this bowl as far as ingredients. So I'll have plenty of space, plus the motor with this unit is stronger, so it should make quick work of that kind of stuff. So we're going to lift the motor out, but I'm going to turn off the camera for that only because it's heavy and I'm going to need 2 hands. Here's the unboxed 720 watt motor. It only has 2 switches, a pulse, which will stay on as long as you hold it, but generally it's a 1 second pulse is what you do when you're pulsing. And then an on switch, and then the pulse switch serves as the off button for that. And that's it. And that's all you really need for this machine. What does a food processor do? It'll mix, chop, slice, shred, knead, emulsify, puree, and even mix dough. I'm going to show you how simple it is to put this together. We take the big bowl, put it on, center it up, it locks into position. Now you need a blade. It only comes with the steel blade, but like I said, this will do everything. There's no need to buy another blade. Now at this point you could add ingredients in here, or you can put the cover. It too locks into position, and then put your food items through here. In addition, there is a smaller chute. Let me move this forward. And that too if you see back here, there's an integrated lock system so that at no time can your hands get in here and these controls be in operation. To engage, we simply slide it into position, it locks, and now you can put liquids in here, drop in ingredients. If you want, there's this tube which also locks into position, and the nice thing about this tube is that it has a hole at the bottom, so you can pour, let's say, yeast in here and have it slowly drip down as the blades are twirling. So this is what the finished product looks like, and now it's ready to use. You need a simple 2-prong polarized outlet and you're set to go. Want to make coleslaw? Simply unlock the top, take out the blade, grab the stem, grab the appropriate disc, which is this one, grab the edges of the disc, because we're trying not to cut ourselves, turn it over, you get the stem, and it has labels on it, open, lock, and there's an arrow. Get that to match the arrow on the disc. There's a pin because it's safety and it wants to engage properly. So you pull the pin back by pulling on the slide switch on the back, align it on the disc, release the side switch, turn it until you hear that snap, which means it's locked into position. And now this simply drops down. You put the cover back on and you lock it, and you're ready to drop in your cabbage and make me some coleslaw. Here's an example of the quality and workmanship that goes into this product. If you look on each of the discs, there's a counterweight. This one's 13 grams. This one's 14. That's so when the blade is spinning, when the disc is spinning, it's perfectly balanced. So you get no oscillations, it's just a smooth operation. How noisy is this unit? Well, let's plug it in and give it a spin. Pretty darn quiet.
Okay, I know we're just chopping some air. Let's try pureeing some corn. Still pretty quiet, don't you think?
Well, the instruction manual includes a booklet of recipes that you can make. It's nothing compared to the book that came with my original one, which is very extensive with recipes and cooking tips. So we're going to keep this bad book around and supplement it with this one, as I'm sure we're going to be putting this unit through its paces, making a bunch of good food. But of course, I said I'm going to make you ice cream, so I'm going to show you how to make ice cream with this unit.
For strawberry ice cream, we're going to start off with 1 cup of frozen strawberries. They have to be frozen. It's essential for this recipe, whether it's strawberries or some other fruit. Then we pulse. Well, actually, first we plug in the unit, then we'll pulse. And we're going to chop this thing up. Now you see how that 720 watt motor is just tearing through those berries and grinding them up. So we'll keep on pulsing, go a little bit longer. What we're trying to do is get it down to just almost grain-like particles. This unit comes in at 15 inches tall. It's a footprint of 11 by 8. You see how the strawberries are nicely chopped up. So now we're going to go with our other 2 ingredients, which is heavy whipping cream. You're going to need 2 cups of that, and sweetened condensed milk. 14 ounces will do. We're going to pour in the sweetened condensed milk. This unit weighs 17 pounds. Everything that's touching food is BPA free. And of course, as we've mentioned earlier, it's a 14 cup capacity. Warranty is 3 years on all the parts. with the motor being a 5-year warranty. And this unit will run you, it's expensive, it'll run you about $200. I paid $184 when it's on sale. It can go as high as about $250. Our sweetened condensed milk, by the way, is chilled, so it's going to be really, really thick. And you're also going to chill the whipping cream. Everything needs to be chilled for this recipe. Now let's fast forward. We'll put the lid on. And we're going to blend the sweetened condensed milk. And once we have a nice consistent texture, we're going to get our whipping cream, and we're going to use the tube and just run the machine and add the cream. After about 30 or so seconds, I stop, and we have some fruit on the side. This is a great use for our spatula. So we're going to bring that back down into the bowl. And you see it's fairly consistent. And you may have noticed on the side of the container that we're above the liquid limit, but that's only for loose liquids like a broth or a soup. In our case, because this is very thick, it doesn't have a problem. It won't be leaking out of this unit. And we run the unit a little bit longer, incorporate those leftover strawberries. Once we have a consistent looking smooth texture, we're ready to pour it into a container. You'll want a container that you can put a lid on. And a trick to keep the blade from falling in is to put your finger underneath it and catch the inside of the blade from the back side. And this will keep the blade from falling into your mixture. Here's a quick look showing you how I'm holding the blade from the back side, which is totally safe. Now we put a lid on our container. Now we transfer the container into the freezer. Some people will recommend placing a layer of wax paper over the top of the cream, but I find that it really doesn't seem to make a difference as long as the container is sealed. You'll want to keep this in the freezer for a minimum of 8 hours. 24 hours later, because I had other things to do, we've gotten our tub out. We've already scooped out some ice cream, and here's what it looks like. Smooth looking strawberry homemade ice cream. The CUISINART food processor is an amazing tool to have in the kitchen. If $200 is too much to bite off, at a slightly lower price is their 7-cup unit, which gives you the same quality as the 14 with the exception of a smaller motor. I highly recommend getting either one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment. And as always, thank you so very much for watching our video.